Why emotional intelligence is the key to the powerful communication. Have you ever talked to someone who has and who was technically correct, but the conversation still felt uncomfortable, or someone else who said very little, but you felt completely understood? The difference is not the intelligence, it is emotional intelligence. And in communication, emotional intelligence is the often more powerful than your words. Most people think communication is about choosing the right words, explaining the ideas clearly, and making logical arguments. But communication is not about information, it is about the human emotion. When emotions are ignored in a conversation, something happens. People feel unheard. And when people feel unheard, they stop listening. That is why technically correct communication can still fail, because powerful communication requires emotional awareness. Let me explain through a small story. Imagine a colleague sharing a problem at work. Then say, I am really stressed about this project deadline. One person might be, you just need to manage your time better. That is the response. The advice may seem correct, but it is not supportive. Now imagine a different response. That sounds stressful, deadlines can feel overwhelming. Suddenly, that conversation feels more supportive and understood, and now they are open to hearing advice. So, don't jump into advice before giving it. To do it better, let me share a framework called CARE. CARE. To use emotional intelligence in communication, follow the CARE framework. C for connect. Acknowledge the other person's emotions. In our case, understand deadlines are really crazy. And number two, respond properly by acknowledging them. C for connect, A for acknowledge, and R for respond, and E for encourage. So let me explain one by one. Start by showing attention and presence of the connect to the people. Understand that we agree with them first. Make eye contact. Listen without interrupting, without judgment. Connection signals respect. It doesn't matter you are a manager, student, or whatever. Number two, acknowledge. Recognize the other person's emotions as they are. That situation sounds frustrating. Deadlines are really crazy. Acknowledge it. Acknowledgement makes people feel understood. And number three, respond now. Don't react. Now offer your perspective. One idea that might help is adjusting your timelines and meeting the deadlines. Now, advice feels supportive rather than critical judgment. Number four, encourage. End with encouragement or support. Always some ask something to do, something to stop. I am confident you will handle this well. Encouragement builds the real trust. Use the care method in your communication. Let us compare the low emotional intelligence way and high good emotional intelligence. I told you this will happen. I told you multiple times you should not do this. This is the very bad way of doing it. Now, see, I can see why this situation feels frustrating for you. Let us think together and how we can help each other. The conversation becomes more collaborative. The same message. However, the results are different. One is a logical solution, another one is the emotional connection. When you develop emotional intelligence in communication, something powerful happens. People feel heard. Conversations become more calmer, relationships become stronger. Because communication is not just about expressing the ideas, not about the words, not about the logic, it's about understanding the people. And when your voice communicates both clarity and the empathy together, your communication becomes powerful. That is the philosophy of the walk, to express with your creative essence, that is words and voice. If you want to master communication skills, please subscribe to walk. I am sharing a lot of content on communication skills about everything. storytelling, persuasive communication. When you understand this, because when you understand people, your voice becomes far more powerful. You are intelligent, you are having your unique ideas. They are worth spreading. That only possible when you master your voice. Your marks are important, but that need to be expressed. For that you need voice. Your career is important. You are logically right. But to connect the people, persuasive communication is important.